The value of gratitude. When I was 13 years old, my father would take me out every Saturday. Sometimes he would take me to the park, and other times we'd go to the harbor to watch the ships. But what I loved most was when he took me to secondhand stores. I would spend hours marveling at the old electronics. Occasionally, my father would buy me something worth 50 cents just so I could take it apart at home. On our way home, after those short trips, my father would often stop at a shop called Dairy Queen to buy me an ice cream cone for 10 cents. It wasn't every time, but it happened often enough that I would hope for it every time we reached a particular intersection. To me, that corner held both excitement and potential disappointment. A few times, my dad would tease me by driving straight past the ice cream shop. "Today, we're just going home a different way for a change," he'd say. Of course, he was joking, and I was already full. He didn't mean to tease me. But the best days were when he asked in a casual tone, as if it hadn't been planned at all, "Would you like an ice cream cone?" I would answer, "Yes, Dad. Nothing would be better." I always chose chocolate, and my father would get vanilla. He would hand me 20 cents, and I would run in to buy our usual cones. Then, we would sit in the car enjoying our ice creams. I loved my dad, and I loved the ice cream. It was heaven to me. Then one day, just like every other, we were on our way home. I was hoping to hear those familiar words again, and my dad asked, "Would you like an ice cream cone today?" "Of course, Dad. Nothing would be better." But this time, my dad added, "How about you treat me today?" 20 cents. My mind raced. I had enough money to treat him. Each week, I received 25 cents as pocket money, plus a little extra for small chores. But I knew saving money was important. My dad had taught me that. To me, spending money on ice cream felt like an unnecessary luxury. Why didn't I see this as a golden opportunity to give something back to my generous father? Why didn't I think about how many cones he had already bought for me? Well, I hadn't bought him a single one, but all I could think about was 20 cents. In a moment of selfishness and ungratefulness, I said the awful words that still echo in my ears today. "No, I think I'll skip it today." My dad quietly replied, "Okay, son." As we rounded the corner to head home, I realized my mistake and pleaded with him to turn back. "I'll treat you, Dad. Let's go back." But my father only said, "It's fine, son. We don't really need ice cream today." He ignored my pleas and continued driving home. I felt ashamed of my selfishness and ingratitude. My dad never mentioned it again, nor did he seem disappointed. I think he didn't need to do anything to make my mistake more vivid in my mind. I had learned that there are two ways to show generosity, and sometimes a simple thank you is not enough. That day, I realized that gratitude can also be expressed through actions. If I had spent that 20 cents on ice cream for my dad, it would have been the most delicious ice cream cone I had ever eaten. Let me share one more story. On our next outing the following week, as we approached the familiar intersection, I asked my dad, "Dad, would you like an ice cream cone today?" My treat. The greatest glory for a person is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Lesson. This story beautifully illustrates the importance of expressing gratitude. Often, people are blinded by small, immediate gains and overlook what truly matters. Therefore, we must rise above our selfishness and recognize the sacrifices others make for us. Gratitude should be remembered and expressed through our actions. 5 vocabulary words. Intersection. Noun, a point where two or more roads meet or cross. Example. The car stopped at the intersection, waiting for the green light. Generosity. Noun, the quality of being kind and willing to give. Example. His generosity made a significant impact on the community. Selfishness. Noun, the quality of thinking only of oneself, without regard for others. Example. His selfishness caused him to lose many friendships. Gratitude. Noun, the quality of being thankful and showing appreciation. Example. She expressed her gratitude with a heartfelt note. Sacrifice. Noun, an act of giving up something valuable for the sake of something else. Example. Parents often make sacrifices for their children's well-being.